The Alchemist Show.
Hi, welcome to the Alchemist Show. I'm Justin Brewer, talking about the movie Green Book. Green Book is a movie about Dr. Don Shirley, a world-class African-American pianist who is about to embark on a concert tour in the Deep South in 1962. In need of a driver and protection, Shirley recruits Tony Lip, a tough-talking bouncer from an Italian-American neighborhood in the Bronx. Despite their differences, the two men soon develop an unexpected bond while confronting racism and danger in the era of segregation. The movie's director is Peter Farrelly, who also made the Three Stooges movie and Dumb and Dumber, and it stars Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. I feel like this is a really underrated movie, and I feel like it needs to be talked about more because it does many things that I wanted to try to do if I ever get into the film career, and I feel like it really needs to be talked about more as well. And what I mean by that is that it tackles dark themes while still keeping a very lighthearted tone. And what I mean by that is there are really funny bits that will make you laugh, and there are some pretty dark bits that get serious that with some really great acting on with it that will just help make the movie fit together as well, like a big old puzzle. And again, like the acting in it, it is really good. The supporting character, Mahershala Ali, got an Oscar for it, and the other Oscars that the movie got is Best Original Screenplay and Best Motion Picture of the Year. And this movie is also based off of a true story, so yeah, this also proves that there are good people out there. And what I mean by that is the character Tony Lip. He is a general good person in the movie. What I mean by that is he does care for Shirley. He does care about what happens to him. He isn't just doing it because he's paid. He does it because he genuinely cares. And the final scene, I'm not going to spoil it, but the final scene does show that he genuinely cares. And what probably didn't help it was the release date for it, because it was released on the very tragic day of September 11th, but in the year 2018. This movie did not. This movie has had its releasing problems due with the daughter of Tony Lip, being particularly because the daughter of Tony Lip didn't want the movie to be released while they're being alive because she didn't want it to be like he's a hero. And so the studio agreed to release the movie after Tony's death. And so the movie was released, but they should have at least waited like a week later to release it, because it was released on the 9/11 weekend, which I'm sure people did not want to leave the movie theater then to go. And again, this movie is a very massive change for the director, because he directed Three Stooges and Dumb and Dumber, which definitely are two different movies from Green Book. Green Book is a movie that tackles a lot of dark moments. Like, for instance, one of the scenes that, if you were to Google it, would be called I'm Blacker, where Tony punches a police officer for calling him I can't say the word because it is bad, and he is sent to jail for it, and Shirley uses one phone call to call the Authority General, the Authority General of State at the time, who was Robert F. Kennedy, to bail him out. And so whenever he does, he feels guilt about doing it, and thus the two go into an argument, which leads them into talking about how Shirley isn't accepted by anyone because he plays music for white people because it makes them feel cultured, but once he steps off the stage, he's just like any other African American to them. And so due to his career, he isn't accepted by other African Americans. So thus that leaves him with the question that he asked Tony: if I'm not black enough and I'm not white enough, then tell me, Tony, what am I? And it's one of those very intense scenes that I feel like it goes along with another scene that goes with Shirley being caught in the act, and Tony buys off the police to leave him alone, and so which clashes with Shirley's morals about him keeping his dignity, which is what he does for the majority of the movie again, up till he gets to the point where he has to call the Authority General of the state to bail him out of jail. And again, it won awards for best supporting role. The acting is good, and like I said earlier, it does have some dark tones to it, but it does have some funny bits, particularly near the beginning of it. One bit is where Tony picks a stove off the ground and he is supposed to pay for it, but he doesn't. And whenever he gets back to the car, Shirley explains that he saw what he did, and he tells him to go put it back. And the two get into an argument like it's a father and son relationship. And then Tony finally gives in and returns the rock back. And also along the way, Shirley teaches Tony how to write to his wife because they're out for like 8 weeks. So Shirley teaches him how to write to his wife, and it's pretty, like, almost like poetry, which again leads into them building a bond and teaching things to each other. And again, if you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend you do it. It is definitely my favorite drama of all time, inspired off of true events about just an unexpected bond that really shows that there are good people in the world who will be willing to help. And that's pretty much from it. I'm Justin Brewer, and that's all from me. Thanks for listening.
The world's oceans are at the start of 25% of trash and growing more and more. The animals come from the water to the beach and they get caught up in this trash and take it further down the water, which it can cause other creatures to get caught up in this trash and even die from this terrible stuff. Over 17.6 billion pounds of trash has been thrown and dumped into the water each year, and it's still growing. You and other people can help these animals today by cleaning our water to save their future and ours. If it's not from the sea, don't let it be. You can help donate or volunteer with Oceana. Click or call 757-444-3040 or Oceana.com.
Hi, I'm Anna, talking about The Incredibles. The Incredibles is a science fiction film. It's a 2004 computer animated superhero film. The Incredibles was produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. It was written and directed by Brad Bird. The main characters are Bob Parr, or Mr. Incredibles, Helen Parr, or Elastigirl, Violet Dash, Jack Jack, Buddy Pine, or known as Syndrome, and Frozone. The plot is superheroes aren't needed anymore due to the damage they caused during a fight, causing many lawsuits. There's a superhero relocation program made by the government, making the heroes stay hidden and abandon the life that they knew as heroes. Lured out of retirement by the evil Syndrome, Mr. Incredible and his family have to try to save the world once more. The characters, they all have superpowers, but only one of them doesn't. So, Mr. Incredible's main superpower is super strength. He's also slightly faster than the normal human speed, and he has enhanced agility, amazing stamina, and enhanced senses. Mr. Incredible can lift over 66 tons and leap incredible heights due to his agility. Elastigirl, she has the ability to stretch her body like rubber, and her powers are superhuman elasticity. She has great agility, and she can shapeshift and change her density, and she has an enhanced durability. Violet, she can become invisible, and make an impact-resistant shield. Dash, he has super speed, and Syndrome, he doesn't have a superpower, but he uses his scientific studies to give himself advanced abilities. Frozone, he can make ice using humidity, and Edna, she makes custom superhero suits. Now, the Parr family joined together to fight Syndrome's Omnidroids, and to combine their abilities, the parents learn to accept the use of their children's powers. Now, what I thought the best moments were in the movie was Mr. Incredible was shown using his strength to lift the car, and he picked up an Omnidroid which is 40 million pounds, which that's near his capability. And Dash was running on water, and Violet was hiding in water. And Dash running on water was my most memorable memory out of the movie. It's because he was so nervous, but he was having fun out of it. It was overall just really an excitable moment for me. Another memorable moment was when Elastigirl had to save her kids, and she shapeshifted into Parachute and then a boat. Dash helped in escaping on her boat, but he turned it out into a speedboat by kicking his legs and running on the water. With Mr. Incredible, my favorite moment would be him lifting his car up, and he was just so happened to be by his neighborhood kid, and that kid was in awe, and he dropped like his ice cream cone. I just thought it was the funniest thing at the time. With Syndrome, my favorite moment was when his cape got caught in the plane's turbine, and eventually that plane exploded. It was just something awesome and sort of cliche that your cape just happens to get caught into something. That's one of the main reasons why Mr. Incredible doesn't have a cape, just because capes they're just a hassle to wear. And that's all I have to say. Thanks.
In the United States, the first public schools began in 13 original colonies in the 17th century. Boston Latin School was the first on April 23, 1635.
I was the first female student at Boston Latin School in 1859. We learned Latin, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I was the first woman to earn a PhD in 1877.
That was 1635, where few subjects were taught. As schools grew, subjects like science and social studies were added.
Sustain school. Hey class, it's 2021. Now you can pick from digital media, health occupations, welding, construction, computers, or automotive, among other trades.
I dropped out of high school for a while, and all the jobs I applied for needed a high school education.
I could have dropped out of school when I was in 10th grade, but I decided to stay. Now I'm in a career center class and I love it.
I want to be an auto mechanic when I grow up. No, I don't want to drop out at all.
So stay in school, or else.
Do it please or else.
Or else. Hi, I'm Logan Palmer, talking about how the Jurassic Park franchise became an icon. Only started as a novel written by Michael Crichton, published in 1990. Setting in 1989, paleontologist Alan Grant and his graduate student Ellie Satter are constructed to confirm an identification, but appropriately whisked away by billionaire John Hammond, founder and chief executive officer of Engine, for a weekend visit to the island of Isla Nublar, meeting up with Ian Malcolm, Donald Granado, and grandkids of Tim and Lex Murphy to see the cloned dinosaurs bring back from DNA in ants, ticks, and mosquitoes in amber. But when programmer Dennis Norbury plans to steal the frozen embryo from each dino species by shutting down the power, cause the dinosaurs to escape. Up to the crew to leave in one piece, getting the power back on, and calling the Kurusta Ruskin Air Force. This novel would get its own movie by director Steven Spielberg in 1993. The film was a huge success, even though some story arc wasn't in the film. In 1995 comes the second novel, The Lost World. Set in 1993, 4 years after the disaster of Jurassic Park, Ian Malcolm given the spotlight with a group of people to find Richard Lippin on the new island of Isla Nublar, who has been there for 18 months, only to be surprised by liberators to grab some dinosaurs for a new park on the mainland. 2 years later, Spielberg made another movie, with the story arc change mainly being the character Sarah Harding that Malcolm goes to the new island. Another box office hit to inspire video games and other films and franchises. It was until 2001 when the next movie outside the novel series, Jurassic Park 3, directed by Joe Johnston. The movie has Alan Grant been tricked to come to Isla Sona by the Kirbys to find their son, only to be run with a new dino, the Spinosaurus. The film wasn't well received like the two films, but opened the gate to new ideas to the franchise and introduced the Spinosaurus to the Jurassic Park franchise. Before the next movie in 2010 released the Jurassic Park, the video game, featured different never-before-seen characters and dinosaurs mostly take place after the first film after the main cast left the island. The game may be forgettable. It wasn't until 2015 that Jurassic Park came back in a new movie as Jurassic World. Set year 2015 told us a story of new park built over the old one and open to the world, with new characters and hybrid dinosaurs making as big as the first movie. Came with another movie, Fallen Kingdom, in 2018, told similar to The Lost World, only to fail to be sold and running in the mainland. With a new movie, Dalmatian, coming could bring back the original cast, proving the world of Jurassic Park isn't going to be extinct. Thanks for listening to today's articles show. The articles are shown as student-produced by Digital Media class at Perryville Arena Career Center and Technology Center. Join us next time and have a happy day.
The Alchemist Show. The Alchemist Show.